Yeah, you can be sitting down, you can be laying down, wherever you happen to be is perfect. And just starting to check in with your posture and with the shape of your spine, with the connection between your pelvic floor and the back of your throat, and to see if those are kind of aligned together, or maybe just get them a little bit more aligned, and feel the relationship between your shoulders and your hips. And if you're sitting upright, you can imagine that there's a string at the highest point of your head, just gently lifting you up so that the rest of your body can just soften beneath that support. So if you're in a space where you feel safe to do so, at any point you can allow your eyes to gently close. And you can mark your arrival to this practice with a full, deep cleansing breath. By taking a long and intentional inhale in through the nose, slowly filling up and taking a few more sips of air to really fill yourself, and then pause for a moment when you are full and just notice what that's like. And as you need to, slowly letting all of that go. Letting the air exit you bit by bit and pushing that last bit of air out of you to just really empty yourself and pause in that emptiness. And letting the next breath come as needed. And you can breathe just like that a few more times if that feels good. And at any point you can release the guidance over your breath. And find yourself coming to a place where you are simply observing your body breathing without telling your breath what to do. And it is perfectly okay if that feels difficult to do today. Sometimes that feels really difficult, almost impossible, and other times that is really straightforward and simple. So it is okay however you are feeling in this moment. And to start to let some awareness come to the muscles of your face. And just notice any expression that you're holding or any contortions going on in the face, the head, neck, and shoulders. Sometimes we can think we're relaxed, but if we look in a mirror or just check ourselves, we are like making a stink face and our shoulders are kind of hunched. So just by being aware of that, we can then soften and tell these areas to relax. So just allowing your shoulders to be heavy, trusting that they will rest where they are needed. And just checking in with this shape that your chest is making and letting your heart come forward slightly and rest in line with the shoulders so that it's equally protected by the front of the chest and the back of the upper chest. So you feel broadness across the collarbones, and as the crown of your head lifts up a little bit higher, you feel the space between your shoulders and your ears getting a little bit longer. So the sides of your neck, the back of your neck. And just starting to clear that path that connects your heart into your brain. And just noticing that path there, maybe tracing it with your mind, just feeling the space from the heart in the chest, up through the throat and the neck, into the skull, and up the brainstem and into the brain itself. And just allowing everything to soften on this support. And letting the forehead expand and deepen. Letting the corners of the eyes get a little bit wider just by softening all the muscles across the eyelids. And even letting the eyeballs rest in their sockets. And allowing your gaze to be still wherever you happen to be looking. Outside, or the backs of the eyelids, or the forehead, or the skull. Just letting your gaze soften wherever the eyes are looking. And feeling the brain now being held and cradled by the skull. So just letting everything relax in your head and feeling the jaw hang into place, the tongue, the teeth, and letting all of this naturally spread to your chin, to your nostrils, to your cheeks and your ears. And naturally keep going into your hairline, into your scalp, and coming back down the neck and the throat. If you just imagine like warm water or warm air starting at the tip of your head and making its way down your body bit by bit, and allowing everything to soften beneath this warmth. So letting the arms be heavy and soft, and letting this sensation continue into the hands and the fingers. So you're allowing for any natural curving of the fingers to exist. And bringing all of your awareness now into the hands, into the palms. And just gradually letting your awareness trickle down, just like water would, into the hands. And first just noticing anything that you feel in your hands. Maybe starting to feel a slight pulsing sensation in the hands. And then letting some of your awareness start to come into your heart and feeling the pulsing of your heart itself. And then start to trace that space in between, the space in between your hands and your heart. So across the chest and down the arms. And just remembering the physical anatomy that exists here. The physical connection of veins and vessels connecting your heart to your hands. And feeling that connection inside of you as you remember that all of the power that exists in your heart is also in your hands. And allowing your heart to fuel your hands, to feed this love and support and light and inspiration into your hands. As you remember that your hands have the power to create, to love, to heal. And your hands have the power to create what your heart is telling them to create. You can trust that that connection is seamless and that you will always create what you are meant to create. And you can trust the inspiration that you receive. And just starting to gradually let all of your awareness now come into the heart. And just allow that same sense of inspiration and support and love to just continue down, coming into the lungs and the rib cage, coming down into the stomach. As you just feel all the muscles across your stomach and back just soften against the organs. And feel this protection that is in your body. Feel that hugging sensation of the organs and the muscles, and also of the muscles and the skin. And all of the compression that is needed to just keep everything inside of you. All of that, that huggingness, that love. And just let everything soften beneath that as you trust that you are completely safe, you are completely supported on all sides of you, and your body is working perfectly, just as it needs to. And this is true even when there is pain present, even when there is illness present. Your body responds exactly as it needs to. So just trusting your body's ability to heal. Your body was made to heal, and it will always do so. And there's nothing you can do that will totally get in the way of that. And our actions can either support this healing or kind of go against it and maybe slow it down. But your body will still be healing. And letting your hips soften, your pelvic floor and your glutes beneath this healing sensation. And allowing that to naturally continue down the legs. Feeling the full weight of your legs and the muscles here, just letting them roll off of the bones. And softening the feet and the toes as well. So as you take your next deep breath in, as your body begins to breathe, just allowing the breath to expand to your entire body, from the head to the fingers to the toes. Just seeing the full shape that your body is in the space that you are in. And just starting to bring awareness to the skin, your skin itself. And just noticing what is touching the skin, whether it's the air or your clothes or both. And just noticing that thin layer where the outside meets your body. And as your body breathes in, remembering all the pores that exist on your skin, remembering how your skin is alive, the largest organ in your body, and feeling the skin itself breathing with your body. And each time that you inhale, the pores gently expand, and each time you exhale, the pores gently contract. So allowing anything that is beneficial to you, any helpful and loving energy that is in the space around you, it will naturally be attracted to your body. And anything that is helpful is coming to you, is entering you, and is fueling you. And anything that does not belong, any heavier energies that no longer serve a purpose for you, naturally will leave your body, as darkness cannot exist in the presence of light. So allowing your body to fill up with these light sensations, maybe even seeing a physical light inside of your body, maybe starting in the heart and then expanding. And just letting that light do its job and naturally push out any darkness. Maybe feeling a sense of warmth coming from inside you. And letting attention come back to your face and just noticing if there's any changes or shifts in your expression. And just once again, allowing everything to relax as you just come into a state of trust. And trust that you always feel what you're meant to feel when you are meant to feel it. And you are always right on schedule. Nothing will ever take you off your path. And feeling like you are off the path is a part of your path. And just trusting yourself, trusting this world that you exist in, and the journey that you happen to be on. I'm going to read from this book, and I'll type the name of this book in the chat after the practice, so don't worry about remembering it. And just let yourself listen to the words and absorb what feels good. So eventually you start to see changes. Your mind becomes light, the trees look bright, the air you breathe begins to feel like food for new opportunity, and life takes on a crisp color pattern. Ups and downs will continue to come, and there is still much to learn. But you are now calm and do not fear the old storms, which seems to pass more quickly. A new awareness arises to gently remind you that your power is yours to wield and is ready to propel you forward into peace and liberating insight. Be prepared to meet a new version of yourself every time you shed another layer of old trauma, conditioning, or hurt. As you let go, your perspectives and interests will shift. Transformation is natural as you travel the road to greater self-awareness, happiness, and peace. The goal is not to heal and then begin your life. The goal is to embrace healing as a lifelong journey and allow genuine connections to emerge organically along the way. Feeling emotionally exhausted is common after opening up deeply or after experiencing a series of heightened emotions for an extended period of time. Be prepared to take the quiet and solitude you need to fully rejuvenate. You are allowed to not be serious all of the time. Real courage is listening to your intuition even when society and people in your life advise against it. A lot of advice comes from fear. People wishing you to stay with the herd and do the normal thing. Taking a calculated risk is not recklessness, it is fearlessness. Do not think in extremes. The answer is rarely all or nothing. Skillful action is finding pathways even amidst contradictory opinions. Solutions are found by going beyond the superficial and into the subtle. Understand that life is the integration of complexity. Everything is situational and multilinear. Find the middle path and challenge yourself to think deeper. Give love, but don't exhaust yourself. Be peaceful, but don't become passive. Have patience, but don't settle for less. Trust yourself, but don't develop arrogance. Be open to love, but don't force a connection. Have goals, but don't chase after each craving. When in doubt, remember you have the power to say no, the authenticity to be you, the patience to keep learning, the fortitude to continue trying, the courage to embrace change, the fearlessness to give selflessly, the wisdom to cultivate inner peace, the bravery to fulfill your aspirations, the openness that grows friendships, the awareness to follow your intuition, the intelligence to not repeat the past. What does letting go mean? Letting go does not mean erasing a memory or ignoring the past. It is when you are no longer reacting to the things that used to make you feel tense, and you are releasing the energy attached to certain thoughts. It takes self-awareness, intentional action, practice, and time. Letting go is the act of getting to know yourself so deeply that all delusions fall away. So just letting those words settle, coming back into your body and allowing anything that resonated with you to absorb within you. And you can trust that feeling when something resonates deeply with you. It's just when what you hear on the outside confirms what you feel on the inside, or what you already know to be true. So you can trust that any truths that came to you today were just reminders of something that you already know. And just starting to pay some attention to your breath once again. And just noticing the rhythm of your breath, noticing if it's deep or rather still. And then just begin to consciously call air into the body. And call this new and fresh air to come into you and fill you up from the toes to the fingers to the tip of your head. And as you exhale, just allowing anything that no longer serves you to leave. And trusting that the things that do serve you are just sinking deeper within you. And they will come out as reminders in the form of instincts and urges. And if it feels like something you'd like to do, you can let your hands find each other in a prayer position at heart center. And just feel that connection between your fingertips to each other, between your palms to each other. And let your thumbs press against your heart and let your heart lift back into your thumbs. And once again, feel that pulsing of your hands, the connection between your heart and your hands, and now how you are closing that path of connection and just feeling all of that circle around your heart, just protecting and energizing your heart. And as you take one final deep breath in, letting yourself fill up the most you've filled up so far today. And as you exhale, letting all of it go and allowing your head to gently bow. As you bow to the source that is allowing your heart to beat, whatever that means to you. As you bow to constant source of guidance and inspiration around you. Again, whatever that means to you. Bowing to everyone in this space who has listened and completed this practice alongside you. And most importantly, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today, for taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. May you bring the same love and understanding into everything that you do and to everyone that you see. Namaste.